I woke up to the smell of a roses dress laid out in white, wondering if you're getting ready, wondering if you've got butterflies. Everyone seems so excited. Mama's already cried. No need to rush a thing, we're just beginning. We got nothing but time, 'cause every day with you is the best day of my life. That talks is looking good in this way.
그래 앉아볼까 그러면? 이런 것도 있고.
진짜 크다.
진짜 위협감이. 그건 아닐걸?
Aquí abajo está otro pequeño camino.
해상을 통해 유입되는 이방인들이 법을 심판하는 법원 권.
Pretty sure to say that the name of Pompeii
예, 맥주 한 잔.
나인 잔디밭과 만날 수 있습니다. 단순히 목욕만이 아닌 산림욕과 운동을 즐기고 휴식을 취하며 이야기를 나누
Hungry for the road all my life, thirsty for adventure all my youth, chasing all my freedoms down Liberty Avenue. And every time I hear a phrase my mother used to say to me, everything happens for a reason, I get the feeling I need a little taste of home, 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 just a little taste of home. I need a little taste of home, home, home. I need a little taste of home. Nothing like kitchen conversation, steam coming up off the stove, photographs down the staircase showing our stories unfold. And every time I hear a song my father used to sing to me, sweet words of an Irish lullaby, I get the feeling I need a little taste of home, home, home. I need a little taste of home. Home, 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 just a little taste of home. I need a little taste of home, 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 no matter where I go.
Do you want me to cut it?
Do you think I might swim to that side? I'll try.
맥주?
맥주.
이거는 못 들어가네.
oksijen maskesini ağız ve burnunuzun içine alacak şekilde yüzünüze.
I woke up to the smell of a rose's dress laid out in white, wondering if you're getting ready, wondering if you've got butterflies. Everyone seems so excited. Mama's already cried. No need to rush the thing, we're just beginning. We got nothing but time. 'Cause every day with you is the best day of my life. That tux is looking good and this wedding ring is nice. If I could be honest, forever's looking bright. Every day with you is the next best day of my life. It's the next best day of my life.
Also, you have strawberry.
이게 뭐라고? Идите по поводу, ты можешь осторожно постоять. Только еще если хочешь там
And 150 meters high. Look it down. This is smart classic. Don't shopping, please.
열어줘.